Hello everyone, this guy's Olaf1 and I'm back with another toy review, and today's review will be of Transformers Siege Weaponizer Sixgun, one of the weaponizers for this series, which basically means he is a sapient mass of guns, which in his case doesn't change much because in G1 he was also a sapient mass of guns, namely Fortress Maximus's. Which, interestingly enough, because Fortress Maximus does have the 5mm pegs on it, if you happen to have the Fortress Maximus they released a few years back, you can actually combine him up with it, which is kind of nice. Obviously, the guns aren't the same size they used to be compared to him, but it is nice that you can do that. I do not have a box, so we will go straight into the examination. He is this VTOL craft sort of thing, which is, I guess, very Cybertronian. And also not hiding anything because his hands are right there. And you got the cockpit and guns. Guns! Guns pointing backwards. Guns for feet. He's covered in guns. Because he's made of guns. But yeah, he looks cool. And you've also got the... And here's something I do like. These missile pods right here are actually a molded piece that are stuck in there. They are not paint. I appreciate it because that's kind of a nice little detail that makes him look a little better. But not much to see here. He's a VTOL aircraft, obviously Cybertronian, because those wings are not going to give him much lift. I mean, they are VTOLs, but I don't think he's very aerodynamic, so we're assuming he is very Cybertronian. But yeah, I do like all the tech details molded in down here, which I wish were painted, but it is nice. This guy would probably look really good with like some sort of black wash or something to bring out all these details, because there is a lot of them. Even some right down here in this joint area, which is nice. And he does have some of that wear paint work that they did with this line, where this is not scratches from me playing with it. This is actually how he's supposed to be. He's supposed to look weathered and worn like he's been in, well, a siege. But, yeah, overall, nice little VTOL craft, and there's some more of the wear there. It depends on how... Sometimes the wear looks good, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on which series we're talking about. But anyway, that's his vehicle mode. It's nice. It's very Cybertronian. I don't know if the original even had a vehicle mode, though, so can't say much about that. But what I can say is he does transform. And first you want to unpeg the legs, obvious legs from there, and then fold them down, and then twist him at the waist to turn everything around. And now he is too high for my camera, so now that we got the camera adjusted, let's complete it. Unfortunately, he is a parts former, so you have to detach this whole section here, then take these and put them on each of the side cannons up here, like so. I don't so much mind the parts forming because the original was nothing but parts forming because he was a bunch of guns. And then you want to fold these cannons down like that, keep these cannons pointed upwards. And then you want to detach the arm, well, the obvious robot mode arms from there and attach them like so. Fold these down, snap them into place. And they snap in like right here on the bottom. There's a peg on top that, well, okay, I'll show you the peg. There's that peg right there that everything pegs into. Then you just snap everything into place. Sometimes it's a little more stubborn than it is other times. Fold these down. Attach the arms onto the correct sides, like so. And then you want to fold this back panel down like so, down across the back. Fold the front chest piece down, and then rotate his head around, and there you have Sixgun, who looks pretty cool, and actually kind of looks pretty G1 accurate from what I've seen of the toy. Good look at the head. It's kind of a generic-ish head, but it looks cool. It's a cool looking head, with that visor and mouth plate. Kind of gives me an Optimus Prime vibe for some reason, or maybe more of a sound wave. But he looks cool. It is a cool looking head sculpt. And I like the chest. I like his build, because he's got this kind of heroic build to him, which I do like. And now he has missiles for pecs, which always works. We can see the inside of his arm now. Really, nothing new has been revealed except for the head. Everything else was visible. You can kind of see the upper parts of his legs now, which, they're legs. I do like the details here that kind of look like springs or something. I wish they were painted black or something, but they still look cool. And we come down here to the legs, which are pretty big and bulky, but they look cool. So, yeah, he's pretty cool looking, and a nice update on his G1 design, which I probably will put a picture of right here or something in editing. But yeah, he is pretty cool, and he's decently sized. Here's a Power of the Primes Deluxe. They're about the same height. And yeah, pretty cool. He's actually got a good bit of weight to him. He doesn't feel fragile, so very nice on that. As for articulation, 360-degree head rotation, but no back and forward. These cannon arms do articulate, so if you want to maneuver them around, you can. Also, I like that two of the cannons are now pointing downwards, kind of like a jetpack. That's kind of cool. Arms are kind of weird, because they can go out like that, and they can move 360, but these are independent joints, so you kind of have this really awkward sort of motion to his arms. But it works, it's just kind of awkward. 90-degree elbow bend, and you can rotate and he has a bicep swivel. Of course, you're always going to have this cannon arm this cannon sticking down here. Though, if you want to, it can come off and he can just, hold it normally like a normal gun. Or if you want to maintain the appearance, you can have him underswing it. So it still looks roughly similar, but now he's able to move it forward. But that's more for accessories than anything else. Just know it is an option. No wrist articulation, unfortunately. Does have a waist joint, which can bump into things, but overall is fairly open. Full range on the hips. No real limitation to them. He has a above the knee swivel, 90-degree knee bend, and ankle tilts. Though, word of warning, don't use it. The ankle tilts are not very sturdy, at least on mine. This one, a little bit. This one's very loose. And toe. So he has his arms are really the only sore point when it comes to his articulation, because they are a bit weird. And you kind of got to be careful how you maneuver him, but he can get into some cool poses. I think the weirdest part about him is his arms. But other than that, he has a nice range of articulation for what he is, and he works. But of course, the big reason you want to pick this guy up is because he is a sapient mass of guns. So basically, if you get this guy, you have an expansion pack for your other figures. And to accomplish that, you want to basically split him apart completely into his separate components. So you separate that. Each of the arms becomes a gun. This becomes a gun / shield. Both of the legs become guns. You just want to flip out a handle on each of them. And there you have a gun. Same for both of them. And you take these parts off, and these are separate little pistol guns. And then you rotate all of these guns forward like so. And flip out a handle. Here we have him and his various guns. So you have two of these guns to do as you will with, which, they're probably the weakest guns in my opinion. They still work, but they are definitely the weakest of his guns. You have two of these little pistols. You have this big shield / missile launcher thing. And you have this is, I think, a missile launcher. This 5-barreled cannon / missile launcher. Well, 4-barreled cannon. I thought it was 5. So, yeah, basically, this guy becomes an armament set for your other figures, which I think is really cool. And with all the ways you can combine these figures, these pieces with other figures and with themselves, I have had way more fun with this guy than I probably ever should have. Like, this guy is so much fun to mess around with. But let's stick to the cannon combinations for the moment here. So first thing you want to do for one of the cannon combinations, which is his defensive armament set, is you want to take this piece and attach these big leg cannons to both sides, like so. And do it like that, just peg them in there. And you get this section, then you want to fold this part down like that. And there we have this, all ready to go. And then you take... Oh wait, I do believe you do this with this configuration. Like so. So you want to plug those in like that. Then you take this section and fold the hip joints out like so. And take this part right here, peg them into both sides like so. And then you take these two things and peg the hip handle into this port right here. And you have this, which we're going to need another robot for. Let's see if we can get it to work on this guy. Okay, so basically with this, what you want to do is just peg it into a back port like so. In this case, it's not going to be very good because he's not really designed for it. But yeah, you basically have this gigantic anti-aircraft backpack. I don't know why this is called the defensive armament set, but that's what it is. And it can be very heavy for a smaller figure, so let's take it off of him and grab a figure that should be able to support the weight a little better, which will be Prime here. And peg it into the back like so. Push it all the way back, and yep, that works. It's not as good, but it can support the weight a little bit better. It's cool. It's not my favorite of the cannon combinations, but it works for what it's supposed to be. But now we need to separate it and move on to the next section, the next cannon combination. You once more want to take everything apart. Take these out of this. And then you want to take these and set them on their side like so. And in this case, I used Prime's Super Mode boots because his normal legs are a little wonky. So most of the Siege figures have pegs on the bottom of their feet, so you can do this. And let's do that to both of his legs, like so. And now he has super boots, which make him way, way taller than he should be. But then we take these, peg them in to the sides of this, and pick an arm. Let's take this arm right over here and peg him on right there. So now he has big cannon arm, like so. And then we want to take this, and once more we will be using those leg joints for it, and we want to have them like so. And then attach it back onto the back to form shoulder cannons. And there we go. He is a big boy now. But there we have his offensive armament combination, which I'm going to have to scroll back and forth on because he is too big for the camera to properly keep in no matter how far up I go. I like this combination better. This is my favorite of the two combinations because you got the shoulder cannons, you have the super boots, you have the shield/missile launcher over here, so this feels like it could do a lot more damage than the other combination. And it feels a bit more like an actual combination rather than just, we're going to stick all the guns on a backpack and stick it on his back. So I think this combination works a lot better. Now there is a final combination, cannon combination, where we're going to take off one of Prime's arm guards, and he's deciding to do the splits on me. And then take these off. Now we're going to need this guy over here. again for this, at least to show off one portion of it. You want to take these and fold them down like so. Fold this down like that. So you want to have it looking like this. Then we need this portion off of Prime here. And rip the arms off. Then you want to fold the cannon arms down like that. And then you want to engage this joint right here to fold everything down to kind of give pseudo thumb here. And then you want to attach it on like that, and then attach it onto the arm like so, which can be a little tricky because you want to peg in that peg in there onto the arm. And there you have, I believe, the launcher gauntlet configuration, which is a big punch things fist. I approve. I like big punch things fists. They look cool. And this is the thing. He can't really do this on all of the Voyagers. He can do it on all of the Deluxes in Siege. And some of the ones in the previous ones. I used him because Prime can't properly show this off. He can kind of show it off, though. So, for Prime and presumably other Voyagers, you want to pick an arm, we're making him a lefty, and just have him hold on to the handle like it's a gun, and then you have this, which does not look as good. I fully admit it does not look as good, but it still works. It's still a big punch things arm. And that's the last cannon combination, but that's the beauty of this. You can combine these things in so many different ways. There are so many different combinations you can make with this guy. It is boggling. Like, I have spent probably several hours just combining him with Prime in all sorts of really weird, really crazy ways, and it is so much fun. This guy is so much fun to just goof around with. Like, and you can do other crazy things that I don't know even if the designers intended for you to be able to do. Like, I've seen people who have taken this guy and three other robots, three of the other Weaponizers are just all the first wave Weaponizers, and just combined them into one giant gestalt. One thing I actually found out you could do that I really do kind of like, I wish I had another one to properly use it, I found out you can do this. And make him a giant shoulder pad. And that, like, if you had two of them, you could give him two giant shoulder pads. You could attach this on here. You can do so many different things with these guys. It is amazing, and I love this gimmick. I'm so glad that Earthfall is basically continuing the gimmick and taking it up to 11 in some regards. So, anyway, let's get some sort of weird combination thing going here, because I want to end on a high note. Let's say just stick you in here like this. We want to raise this up, I guess. Like, attach you to the arm like so. Give him an arm cannon, and just give him each arm one of these guns. Like so, and here's another cool thing you can do is just stick these into the front of any of these barrels to kind of upgrade a cannon. So, yeah, you can do, like, this is just something I came up with at complete random. Let's see, where's that hole? There it is. Complete random like that, and I like it. I really like this Weaponizer gimmick. Is he a great figure on his own? He looks cool. He's a decent figure on his own. He has good posability. He really works. But the reason you buy a Weaponizer is for this insanity you can do with them. Like, this is just like a tame combination. I've come up with all sorts of crazy, weird stuff I've done with this guy. I cannot even think of, or like, remember everything I've done to combine these two, or even just to reconfigure him into different combinations. I love this guy. If you've got another Siege figure, you go out and try to find him. He shouldn't be that expensive, because I heard that they re-released him in a later wave, and because it kind of shell formed, not for any fault of his own, but mainly because he was a first wave thing and they re-released him. At least that's what I heard. So you should be able to find him fairly easily, and I'd say he's worth it if you have another Siege figure or just a bunch of like other figures from different waves you just want to give a bunch of giant guns to. Yeah, I can totally recommend him. Anyway, this has been Godzilla Wolf 1. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye! I still don't have a catchphrase.